a late Wednesday and a light Wednesday.
Yep.
For those of you that didn't see, come as no surprise, DraftKings is refunding all the showdown slate stuff from yesterday. I'm not interesting. I am interested to see what develops with this with the canceled game. I guess that's the best way I can describe this. One thing that they could do is just not play it, and have two teams play one less game. I mean, obviously there's, there are issues, right? that
you just give Buffalo the seed then?
I guess. I mean, but no, Buffalo would be 13-3 and KC would be 14-3, and Buffalo won in Kansas City. That doesn't seem pretty fair. You know what I mean? Like, so it's I don't know what the solution is though.
I mean, and also there's still a path for Cincinnati too. So
yeah, and it's easy to say it doesn't matter, but you know what? It's like getting a home game means a lot of money for the city. You know what I mean? It's fans want to see it too. So I really have no idea what's going to happen.
This is a pretty.
So whatever they decide is going to get yelled at. I mean, whatever solution they come up with is going to get abused. Sure.
Yeah, I just want to say, I really a big congratulations to most of Twitter last night. But looking back at some of the things that I read, boy, a big F you to a bunch of people.
Really? I didn't notice.
I couldn't believe. I mean, it's the usual suspects. I'm not even going to name them, but these guys are just completely narrow-minded, have no thought at all about what's happening, and they were doing it in the moment. And I was kind of shocked to see how just awful some human beings can be. And it's a pretty nasty look. But congratulations to most of Twitter for not being that way, and for most of the NFL for doing the right thing. And I mean, come on, guys, let's not get carried away. We haven't seen a guy have a heart attack and have to be resuscitated on the field before. That's pretty amazing. I mean, we talked about the Hank Gathers thing, but this is different. And I mean, like you said, this was. You have all of the world watching. I mean, it's Monday Night Football. And it was probably the biggest Monday Night Football game of the year. So I don't know. I'm really glad they made the decision they did. And I like the outpouring of support. And it's just really, really sad what's happened. But anyway.
So there's no good way to transition. So how about Trey Mann? So Trey Mann is showing up right now as the top point per dollar play on the slate. I guess Shea's out. Is that why this is all happening?
Shea's out.
Okay. So basically, I have one in my top 8 values are all from the OKC game, and that includes 6 OKC guys: Grant Williams and Al Horford. That's just the values. I mean, you don't have to play
right.
But as far as just pure point per dollar play, that's where you're at. As far as actual plays, I'm just looking at this for the first time. I suppose the best overall play on the slate would then, I guess, be Josh Giddey, right? I guess that's the.
I think Trey Mann would be, but yeah, Giddey and Mann, yeah.
Okay. I mean, because Giddey can he's actually going to put up like 70 fantasy points today. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think so. That's going to be tough. I mean, he's going to have Marcus Smart.
Who are they playing? Oh wait, yeah, I guess not.
It's Mark. You have the defensive player of the year on you, so that's a problem.
Yes, I guess.
And I do think that matters here, especially for a guy like Giddey, who while he's aggressive, it's not naturally his style to be like ultra aggressive. Whereas actually Trey Mann, it is kind of his style to be that way. Who also is going to have a tough guys guarding him the whole night. So it depends on what you want to do with that game. And you
know what? So let's have fun. Okay, let me share my screen.
Do it.
And let's give a little instruction here. All right. So the aforementioned Trey Mann, Josh Giddey. Who's the next one? Let me see. I have this next one would be
Jalen Williams.
I would have the next one would be Jalen Williams. So let's put him in. What position is he? Is he just center?
Center only undrafted.
AAY, right?
Yeah, FanDuel he's forward eligible.
Let's throw another one in. Who's your favorite between Dort and Isaiah Joe?
Well, you don't want to play Mann and Giddey with Isaiah Joe.
All right, so let's put in Jalen Williams.
Jalen, not J-A-Y.
The other one.
Yeah, I would say him.
All right. So if you put all four of those guys in and you run it back with Tatum, for example, like that's a strategy, right? You know what I mean? Like
Tatum and Horford
and Horford, right?
or Williams, either way.
Yeah. So that is a strategy that we talk about a lot. You know, just when you take the cheap values and just run it back with the top scorers on the other team. Now, Horford is not exactly part of that same logic. You know what I mean? Horford's just a great play on his own, you know, just because Robert Williams out. But, well, is he a great play on his own?
Well, he is, but the game has to stay kind of close. Like the way I would treat it is if I'm going to play more than three from if I'm going to play three or more from OKC, play Horford. If I'm going to play two or less, play Grant Williams.
Why is that?
Because Grant Williams will get the other run when they're up by 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not going to overutilize Horford unless they need to. So you're counting on the game being at least reasonably closer.
So if you want to line up, you could do something like this, play Giannis, and then you have plenty of money for something else. I mean, like that this is a very easy thing that you could do. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's what a lot of people are going.
Right. Well, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
So how can you get different here? You know how you can get different?
Not play many OKC guys.
Right. Or instead of playing Tatum, you could play Sabonis. And now we're not doing the same thing.
Yeah, I am playing Sabonis. I don't think that's even unusual enough. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe he does get overlooked a little bit. I really like Sabonis tonight, so I'm totally on board with doing that. But I don't think that's the way you need to build. I really don't think this OKC thing is something we like. Yes, as a game stack, absolutely get some exposure to that. I don't think you need to I don't think this is okay, I have to play 3 guys or 4 guys from OKC. I
agree. I mean, like the top guy, I only have at 6.7x. Like usually when you have like the must play guys, you get like multiple 7x guys on a team,
right?
You know, and here you just barely have one. So and the matchup, you know, it's just not easy to score fantasy points against the Celtics. In general. So we are still waiting for Beal news. Is that the situation?
It will be easier. Their defense is nowhere near the same without Robert Williams. So I'll say that real quickly. We don't know the Beal news yet. There's nothing we can do about that. It just we know what to do if there's no Beal. It's the usual guys we've been playing with no Beal. It's no different. With Beal, it does change things a little bit. And some of the questions like that are coming out like with Grant Williams and Horford together. That's fine. In general, if you're playing multiple lineups, I think it makes more sense logically to split them up. But they're totally fine together. It's just, I think you play a game flow angle, and I'm trying to avoid those two playing together unless I'm stacking that game. The other one, Dort getting a bump with Noshea, of course he does, but is nowhere near an automatic play that he gets treated as way too often, as I point out all the time. Like in real life, doesn't ever have to get there really. But tonight is a better night for it. It's not just that Shea is out; it's that they've only got 10 guys to play. Super sneaky play is Darius Bazley. I think that's a really, really sharp, just go for a weird, you could play like guys like Bazley, Aaron Wiggins, and Isaiah Joe, and we have no idea that they're not.
No idea at all.
You know what I mean? Because it's OKC is a wild card. It's the same thing with San Antonio. When you take off the normal guys, you just don't know who's going to end up getting the run because and Dort and Giddey will play as long as the game is close, unless the bench does all the work and that's what keeps them close. So I do have a game stack of that. As I have 2 big lineups on DraftKings, and one of them is a game stack of that game with leaving some money on the table. That's one way I think is viable to do it. And then playing I have that game stack with I have a 4-1. No, that's sorry, 3-2 with but I'm playing Giannis and I'm playing Porzingis in that lineup.
The other thing you could do, and I'm just kind of playing around with this,
Yeah.
is say F you to Giannis and just stack the crap out of the Sacramento Utah game.
Yeah, that's that. The only problem is even if you stack it, it's so hard to get it right. You're going to have a really hard time trying to figure out who to play. Like, I mean,
I don't know who am I missing. So I got Sabonis, Fox, and Malik Monk from Sacramento, and then I got Beasley, Olynyk, and Conley from Utah.
Sure. Sure. If I was fully stacking that game, it would be very, very hard for me to play Conley over Clarkson.
Oh, Clarkson, I can do that.
Not play Clarkson and play Beasley. Like you're asking for a very certain path there.
Yeah, I guess so. Right? Okay.
And it is like the nut matchup for Clarkson. So I think if I was trying to stack that game, I would make sure to get Clarkson. And I like the idea of stacking that game, but I like sort of like a weirder, like mini-year stack. Like I like the Vanderbilt, Conley. Vanderbilt, I do think is going to be very low owned for what it's worth. I don't buy the ownership projections. Vanderbilt, Conley, and on the other side, you play like Sabonis and either Monk, Murray, or Herter. I think that's the way I would like to treat that game. But then you're counting on a lot not happening in Boston, and you're still going to have money to spend. So, a couple guys are going to get there for OKC tonight. My favorites in order are Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, Jay Williams, then Dort, and then Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams. But I do think there's a viable route to play the blowout angle stack with Isaiah Joe,
Baisley,
Aaron Wiggins, and Grant Williams.
Is Baisley in the blowout run?
And White or something like that. Is Baisley?
Yeah.
So he would be. You could include him too, but like you don't necessarily need to spend that little. You know what I mean? Maybe the blowout you play 2 or 3 guys instead of playing 4.
Right.
But yeah, Baisley. I mean, the thing is, Baisley may again play 0 minutes, but they need bodies. And
what do they have? 10 people? What do they have? 10 people?
They got 10 guys.
Yeah. If they don't play him when they only have 10 guys, they should probably just trade him. I mean, like.
Well, they can't really trade him because you're diminishing his value by not playing him. So they kind of ruined they missed the boat on that one. True. And you're not going to get much for him. Maybe you get a second rounder or something at best.
Right.
So it is a tricky slate. Like I am treating it like more of a stacking, like sort of like what you're saying, but I want exposure to the Milwaukee Washington game. Like I'm gonna play. I don't care if Giannis is popular. I'm gonna play Giannis.
Yeah, he's the best play. I mean, like
yeah, exactly. And it's pretty easy to get him. But if you're not going to play him, I do think you could make an argument for Drew Holiday. It was an illness that he was out with. It's not like he would like hurt something. You know what I mean? Why couldn't Drew Holiday have a big game here? And then on the other side, my favorites are Gafford and Porzingis, but maybe you could, we still don't know if Beal's playing yet. And if Beal's like has a minutes limit, yeah, don't play him. But if he doesn't he kind of become the best tournament play at like no ownership?
Well, let's do something different. How about we play? Okay, so if Beal is in, play him, and we'll play Giannis. Yeah, I mean, just like that.
Yeah. To answer a couple questions, no, I don't like Bobby Portis. I don't really know where that play comes from. Bobby Portis was a play. I guess it's a play if you want to play the blowout angle or something, but that's not really a play to me. If you're going to play, like Portis was a play because there was no Drew Holiday. He can get there, but yeah, it's a long shot play, but one I don't like. Do I like Vanderbilt? I just mentioned that I do. So yes, I do like Vanderbilt. Yeah, it's this is not a very fun slate. So maybe taking some weird shots is not the worst idea in the world. I think the Isaiah Joe one is interesting. I think Muscala is mildly interesting, even assuming he's not starting. Derek White's going to be low owned. I don't mind that. But you don't have a lot of like incredible options for the getting weird. I think Drew Holiday gets low ownership. I like that. Your boy Rui, I think that there's an argument even if Beal plays to play him.
Yeah.
And I like Gafford. I think he's going to get lower ownership than he should. I prefer Gafford a little bit over Rui in terms of like just safety, but like Rui certainly has a ceiling. Kenrich Williams, another one that's going to be overlooked and could easily play like a bunch of minutes. Like his minutes go all over the place, but he could play more minutes tonight with their 10-man rotation going if the game is somewhat competitive. I think Bradley Beal is a good large field play. I think Kyle Kuzma is a good large field tournament play. Those are just sort of the guys who I'm filtering in to try to get weird with it. And you could throw Denny Avdia into the mix along with Rui for Washington, but you're going to have to make some uncomfortable plays to get there, in my opinion, just to have a real chance. And or you could leave the money on the table, and I think that's completely viable as well. All the Boston guys are much more popular than they were going to be, I think, because that game just feels so easily stackable.
Yeah, I don't even want to run a build with a Saberson build until I get some Beal news. I just want to just don't. I know it'll tell me. It'll tell me to play 100% Trey Man and 100% Giannis. I think.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna lead you that direction most of the time anyway.
Well, we're gonna let's find out. Just given what we have now, and we're gonna change all this, but just
yeah. One thing I'll throw out there, who I don't like this play. I'm just, again, you're going to have to make some plays you don't like, but I mentioned the Derek White play. Like Monty Morris is another one you could use as a run back in that game. It's not the best play, don't get me wrong, especially with Beal back, but there is like the guy's going to play minutes. He's 5K and he's going to be unowned on a 3-game slate.
Who's this?
Monty Morris.
If Beal doesn't play,
no, even if Beal plays, like he's still starting. He's a starting point guard. Like he loses stuff with DeLon Wright back, who I guess you could say DeLon Wright's in play, but I would rather probably play Isaiah Joe unless Beal is out. But I'm just trying to find something
why so much ownership for Jaylen Brown tonight?
It's just too easy to play those guys,
I guess.
And it is kind of interesting. I like Jaylen Brown for what it's worth, but when I saw the ownership,
it's a blowout game. I mean, like, I don't know.
It jumped right off. Well, he's a better play than Tatum in those kind of games.
I think they're both probably bad plays.
I mean, I'm not very high on either one, but I accidentally they keep trying to put them in my lineups because I keep ending up with either 10-7 or 9,300. So a small forward.
I mean, like a build like you see this top right lineup here. I don't know if you can see it, but like this is the type. This. Oh wait! Oh my god! I'm sharing the wrong thing now. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me share. That's so funny.
You were sharing it, but you just
no. But I wasn't sharing the Saberson thing.
Oh, okay.
A build like this top right one with like 5 Thunders and then Giannis and Tatum. Like that's like everybody can do that. You know what I mean? Like
too easy, yeah.
Everybody can do that. That one is Isaiah Joe, so it's not exactly the easiest, but
yeah,
you replace the 3Ks Isaiah Joe with in this particular lineup. You could probably put Conley in the guard and put Jay Williams in the center if you want in the utility if you want to do that. I mean,
I'm very confused that they have. Where are they getting the starting lineups from? Because it looks like. Can you click on OKC for me? Just because it looks like they have released a starting lineup that I can't find elsewhere. Because you've got 4 guys.
They seem to have the starters all worked out.
Oh, they're starting Wiggins. Okay. So Wiggins is going to look like a really good play. I still like the Trey idea, personally.
You don't like that one?
Wiggins is fine, but I would rather take
Kenrich Williams.
What?
Kenrich Williams?
They're starting Kenrich. That's 6 guys. They can't be starting. Oh, that's 5. Okay, yeah. So they're starting Kenrich. Interesting. And they're not starting Jaylen with a Y.
I'm not playing him.
Yeah, Jaylen with a Y not starting is definitely faded. Like you don't need to play him, but these guys are about to pop projection wise. You're going to see Kenrich and Wiggins very popular.
We're gonna change these. We're gonna do one more run here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo some of my builds because of that.
Yeah, JJ, I'm not doing PGA this week because the 20 golfer slate. It's just not gonna. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
I mean, it's easy, but I mean,
you're picking 6 guys out of 20. Like,
I mean, it's easy. You build lineups with guys you've heard of, and if you get it perfect, you'll split with 30 guys. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, but they should make it like 3 guys, but you get like a captain or something.
Well, they do. They have a showdown slate.
Oh, they do.
They could
for the whole weekend.
I think so.
Oh wow, that's
Maybe,
cool.
maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool. Showdown for the whole weekend. That'd be actually pretty cool.
I don't know where do I still like the Bobby Portis play? I have not mentioned Bobby Portis' name one time. I
So
always
Bobby, you still locking in Bobby Portis? That's what we were.
I'm like, I never even mentioned Bobby Portis. He was never even on my radar for a second. But anyway, so that is a big piece of news. So Wiggins and Kenrich are both going to look like really good plays. What I would maybe encourage people to do is to play the guys off the bench a little bit, and that would be the Trey Mann, who still will project okay, but Trey Mann, they're going to get smoked, man. Maybe not. Every now and then you get the weird game in there, like the weird Lou Dort 7 threes kind of a thing. Kind of what an ugly slate, man. This one's starting to bother me a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't love this.
Trey Mann is not starting.
That's what I said. Yeah.
What do you do with that?
I'm going to play him. He is a guy who can he'll shoot, man. I actually like Trey Mann. I don't know what happened to his career. I thought he actually could be something because he has really good stuff, and he's got the swagger. He'll take a bunch of shots. He took 19 shots the other night in 22 minutes. Aaron Wiggins is very low usage in general, but we're used to seeing him play more with Shea. But even still, I mean, all year long we've had some non-Shea games. It's really like a painful grind with him a lot of the time, but it's hard to ignore him starting here. And the same thing with Kenrich.
Yeah, my next run has a 100% Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, and look, I'm not saying he's not a good play. I'm just saying that I'm going to try to get a little bit different and maybe try to fade that. That is a really big piece of news, though, because I'm still in on Man, I think.
I think so.
Interestingly,
your point is well taken, though, about it being a grind. It
is a tough one, huh?
But I don't want these Celtics, these high-priced Celtics. I just don't. Even a
bench of OKC versus the Celtics, guys who will get the the blowout run where you're up 15-25 the whole game.
Yeah,
that's an interesting way to go.
It is.
I kind of like it, actually. So that's probably what I'm going to end up leaning most heavily towards. And I still want the Beal news before I make any final decisions, because if Beal is somehow out again, all things considered, I would rather stack the Milwaukee Wizards game. I'd rather play Rui and Porzingis and Gafford possibly, or Hachimura or Avdia. All those guys would be much better plays, obviously, if Beal was out.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon. So to answer Brian's question, this is a good question. I absolutely did not mention Bobby Portis, Nick. No, I did not. I guarantee you I did not mention Portis in the video. I did it with Sheets, and I did not say anything about Bobby Portis.
It's really funny. I was speaking to someone today who told me, though, that Bobby Portis always scores 36 fantasy points.
Yeah, that's what he was doing when there's no when there's no Holiday and you need the offense because your team can't score. But anyway, going back to it, so that's a really so to answer to Brian Winstone's question, Brogdon doesn't get blowout minutes. I want to make that really clear. Brogdon is the anti-blowout guy. He's the tight game down the stretch. We need another scoring option. He's playing well off the bench guy. He is not the blowout run guy. The blowout run guy is actually more Derek White, and honestly, when he's available, is more Peyton Pritchard, who is available technically tonight. So I would not be playing Brogdon thinking I'm getting blowout run. What you might get is a boom from him in the third quarter where he starts the fourth and then comes out with 10 minutes left if they're up by 25 or something.
Right.
But he will play. You're counting on him just being productive then. And as a play, he's just fine. I have a little more Derek White than I do of him because I don't think Brogdon tends to play better in games where they actually need him, and they really don't need him tonight. So sometimes the starters can throw people off like that. A lot of starters actually will get the blowout run. Why would they risk anything with Brogdon? They're much more protective of Brogdon than they are of anybody else because he's got one of the worst injury histories of anybody in the NBA. if not for his injury history, he'd be literally like, he wouldn't be Tyrese Halliburton, but he would be close. He would be a stud. He just can't stay healthy. But so I'm rerunning like some things and just taking a quick look here. And I think that what's going to happen, I think that Tre Mann is still going to look like a decent play, but not the must play. It's weird that SaberSim still has him so high.
Yeah.
They've got him ahead of Wiggins still, which I actually agree with, but I'm kind of surprised to see it by somebody. And I got to talk to Evan again because your projections aren't uploading to
Still not coming up, huh?
We got it fixed, and then it's not right now. So there's some glitch with it. We'll get it sorted out soon. We got a call on Thursday, but I'll get it done tomorrow.
Okay.
But we'll make sure we can get it automated so it's working every time. But I mean, basically with that OKC news, I really don't think that you need to like go out of your way to make sure you have at least 3 OKC players. Now, could 3 be in the winning lineup? Of course. Could 4? Yes. But I don't think that's like should be your priority. These are low usage things. And if they are, like Isaiah Joe can do things on the court, so can Tre Mann. And I think they're going to need that at some point because none of these guys, Jalen Williams, the Jalen Williams who's actually starting, he can do some stuff. I think we could get. I think I want to get a little more exposure to him because you're playing him with a bunch of low usage guys, and then a Giddey who's very happy to give the ball up. So you got the higher usage guys are Tre Mann and Isaiah Joe. When you get this kind of situation, 10 bodies and no Shea, that I think I would rather take a shot with those guys, like take a shot with those guys than playing what's going to be the super truck.
Nick is claiming that you mentioned or saying that you mentioned Bobby Portis in the first look video.
Yeah, I did not.
Well, we gotta have to audit that.
I know I didn't because I know his name never occurred to me today.
No, but you sometimes you have a habit of saying a different name when you mean somebody else. You could have meant
sure I do, but what I probably said is that Drew Holiday's back, so we're done playing Bobby Portis. That's
that could be actually.
So I may have said his name.
Check that.
That would have been the way I said it. Oh my God. They just said they resuscitated him twice yesterday. Jesus.
Yeah, Roto Grinders is not as high on
Tre Mann.
On Tre Mann as the SaberSim.
Yeah. Kenrich Williams or Horford? Well, they're not the same price, but so Horford is the answer. But neither Kenrich is fine. I really liked him as a long shot play when he was going to be off the bench, but I don't think his minutes are any different when he's starting when he's off the bench. We can run the tape. If anybody else remembers me saying,
I'm good. You know what? We should be able to use Evan's tool.
Well, that's actually a really good point. By the way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm just curious because if I said it, I promise you, it was not.
No, don't do it. I got to do this. We got to do this live. Hold on.
Okay, do it first. Oh, you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do it live.
Okay, do it. Let's see.
But I have to find my phone and my 2-factor authentication to log in my own.
Oh no! Let me do it. Oh, but it won't let me share right now. Okay, let me see this.
We got all kinds of technical difficulties here.
To has to industry search. Okay, let's see. Portis.
I can always just pull it up, but this is much cooler to try to do it.
It is kind of fun to do. If you guys haven't tried that YouTube search tool, it's pretty fun. Wow, there's actually nothing found.
Wow. Okay.
So not only did I not mention him, nobody mentioned him apparently.
Nobody mentioned him.
This is working.
I don't know about this Tre Mann projection here, Mr. SaberSim. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something up with it. It's not working. I don't know.
I got another place I'll look at.
No, I think it is a little bit high on Tre Mann. I agree, but I still think that doesn't. If other sites aren't going to have him there, that means he's not going to be his own. So I'm still going to take the chance. I don't care.
Yeah, I want to look at if anybody gets Beal news while I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Please pump it in there.
I'm taking a look real quick. I'm gonna have to probably finish building my lineups at some point, which means
these guys are the worst.
What's that?
No, nothing. Just a bunch of clowns. There's some weird stuff that's going on in the industry. So, Roto Grinders discontinued their tennis coverage.
Good. Give it. Let's do something.
We are no, but it's weird. And then yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird thing to happen. Just as the tennis season starting. I don't know.
They're losing people.
I think so, right?
They are. They're losing subscribers and they're losing their talent over and over again. So maybe the problem is you have a bunch of guys on talking about sports who don't actually play DFS and who never win anything. Probably it's probably not a good thing to have. Sorry guys, I'm just calling it the way it is. Like everybody out there, you know, if you have a bunch of guys who are only playing the $5 max entering every day on FanDuel and haven't won it all in like 2 years, it's going to be hard to keep people there. Thanks, Gabe. Monk and Herder are available tonight. That's good.
Okay, thank you.
We just don't know about Beal.
Let me see what
I'll
else.
tell you what, I have this strong like instinct to try to like just leave my lineups the same and absolutely forget about the Wiggins. Like it's a little too much, too bold, but that's how much I feel like OKC. It's just you're like picking names out of a hat on who's going to play in the second half. Like you don't even know.
Right.
They consistently, 2 of their starters, they don't start in the second half of the game, even if they're playing well. It's just the weirdest thing. All right, what else do we have here?
I'll tell you something.
I do love some of the guys.
There's another site, by the way, that's really going down. I mean, I saw this was happening. Is that the Daily Roto, who I used to really, really like? They went to like a free model this year. I don't know how they're making money. So, and it's like anything else. I mean, once anything is free, it becomes worse.
Right.
They don't update as quickly, you know, because they don't have to. You know, it's free.
Right. Right. Well, I'm gonna go in a minute and finish building. I'm just gonna go through what my thoughts are real quick before I get out of here. I don't love this slate. That's my first thought. I'm trying to find some. Okay, so basically find some guys you can get a little bit off the board with, because everybody else is projecting through the roof. We all know the OKC guys are projecting like crazy. Whatever. I still like Man. I'm gonna have some Wiggins. I'm gonna have some Kenrich. I'm not making them like. I'm not locking in anybody from like that. I like Grant Williams tonight as the chalky one that I like. I think Isaiah Joe is worth taking a long shot on. I wouldn't play him with. I would play him with anybody, actually. I'd be open to doing that.
I like the Isaiah Joe play.
Yeah, I think Gafford, Derek White, super thin Nickeil Alexander-Walker as a value play.
Listen, I played Darius Baisley. He's got literally 0 minutes. Okay, so I'm not.
Well, what's worse, Sheets, is that everybody else did too.
Yeah, I know.
And I was saying that, like, and everybody goes in our Discord. Everybody was going crazy saying, "Why isn't Baisley playing any? Why isn't Baisley playing?" I was like, "This is 100% on the table every time they play."
Nothing.
And that guy is probably like he's one of the plays today.
No news on Beal still, huh?
No news on Beal. And I do want to say for the record, I love Kirkwood. I think Dean does a great job on RG. I love Noto.
Listen, the fact of the matter is, and I was having this discussion with this other smart dude today, is that it is very hard to do content and play. It's very hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why every once in a while, when we do well, it's a big deal.
Yep. And once in a while, look at Mr. Sunday 333. By the way, a little field session that I had, because I thought I bought all of your packages, a percentage of them, and that one wasn't up there, I guess.
But I paid all that.
No, you did everything fine. It's my tilt factor that somehow I didn't miss that. I missed that one specific tournament.
Oh, the Wildcat?
Because I bet on everything, and it was a huge return. Like, it was like 90x.
Yeah.
So even like $100 is, or $50 or whatever, $20 is still a lot of money.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, and this is the way it goes, like that was the only one that didn't sell out. Like only half of it was bought. I guess everybody was like you; they didn't like notice it. I guess.
How did I miss it? I don't even know how I missed it. Somebody made 3,000 something off of 40.
No, because I only sold I offered 20, only like half it was picked up.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Morris,
Beal. So Beal's in.
Oh, dude, this is awesome. I'm getting so much Isaiah Joe. I love this. This is great.
I think it's a really good play.
This is what I want. This is how I lose back all the staking people's money in like one night. We go Isaiah Joe all over the board. That's what we're talking about.
I'm telling you though, I really think that there's something to this Vanderbilt play when everybody's going to play Olynyk. He's got a much higher ceiling. I think you could even play him with Olynyk.
I'll tell you, Isaiah Joe, he's not bad either.
No, and neither is Trey Mann. I mean, like both of those guys are like Wiggins. I know is a different player and is grown up, but like those guys are more likely to keep you in a game than the other way.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to build on air sheet, so you're gonna have to talk for me here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I am just insanely overweight on the Isaiah Joe. Let's go.
Yeah, I think Gafford is going to be really low owned now. By the way, for what it's worth.
That's, we talked about this at the when we did our early preview that our top play overall was going to be Isaiah Joe for the.
Yeah, naturally. the typical Isaiah Joe play. How can you live without it? God, I've got a ridiculous amount of Jared Vanderbilt. I like it though.
Love it. Between Jared Vanderbilt and Isaiah Joe, we're in there.
We're in there.
But actually, Isaiah Joe, I think people will play. I think Vanderbilt's going to get left out.
I do too, and I'm in. I one guy won't be leaving him out. It'll be this guy.
That guy, indeed.
I like him. All right, whittling down. Okay, what do we want to do here first?
I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. The first thing
I have to play Tatum. Ugh.
Who?
I literally have just too much money to spend, and I can't even get around not playing Tatum.
Leave it on the table. Leave money on the table, then whatever.
But I mean, how much am I supposed to leave? I'm supposed to play Porzingis over Tatum and leave 1,300 on the table. That seems
no. I don't think you're supposed to do.
If
Beal's out, maybe.
What's that?
If Beal's out, just maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, he's in though.
Oh, he is in.
He's in. Yeah.
I didn't even hear. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to let you know, but I didn't get there. Can we get Conley, Clarkson, Trey Mann? So instead of Trey Mann, this one, here's my one Wiggins one probably.
So basically, Aaron Wiggins at the end of the day is going to play 18 minutes, right? That's the story.
It's or just put up like no fantasy points or in 30 minutes. It's completely on the table over that.
It's like the Aaron Holiday or whatever.
Yeah. Can you get? Let's just see. Stacking with value, playing Sacramento, Utah. Can we get away with that?
That's what I thought of earlier in this show. Actually, I don't think I'm going to do it at the end of the day, though.
A little tricky. It's not like the most you could play Fox and Sabonis tonight.
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, and then you get Clarkson to run back on the other side and then with Vanderbilt. And then you use the value, but then you end up in another uncomfortable. Then I end up with Bobby Portis money. Watch Bobby Portis put up like 60 tonight. It's gonna. I'm telling you, all this Bobby Portis talk, we just spoke it into the universe, guys. It's out there. It's gonna happen now, and it wasn't even my plan.
No, we're gonna audit the first look video.
You know what it probably is? I've mentioned him on every other video we've done for the past since Jrue Holiday was out. I've literally he's been like, I'm like, they're going to play him and Brook Lopez together. They're going to play Portis, and they did. But I don't think I would have said it today.
Wait, sing this.
If this game was in Washington, you could have a better, like a revenge narrative for Bobby Portis. At least I can always get on board with Bobby Portis revenge. He's the one guy who actually seems to really care about it.
That's true. All right, I guess I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, it's a weird slate. Nothing.
That's over for Isaiah Joe.
Yeah, Project Mayhem's going with it. Do it. Why not play him? Drew's coming off the bench. That is interesting.
Who is?
Jrue Holiday.
You can't play him.
Well, exactly, but why not?
He's going to play like 22 minutes.
Why?
Well, why is he coming off the bench?
I mean, their bench has been horrible. Maybe that's why. Maybe they want him to play more with Ingles, just getting in, I don't know, getting some more reps together. I don't know, honestly. That's a really weird thing. To be honest, though, my first instinct was to try and play him afterwards. So I'm probably not the right person to talk to.
Okay.
I wanted to go nuts, and I was like, oh, that means I should play him. Probably not. Yeah, it is hard. The Jaylen Brown thing, he just keeps finding his way into my lineup sheets. I can't seem to get away from him.
Yeah, I'm getting a decent amount of him. The Fox, and then who's 4,400 I could play over there? Play Gafford, right? Gafford works. Yeah, I gotta take. Well, so who's starting? Javon Carter again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not playing a cent of him.
I'll tell you one thing though. He's a better real life player than we're giving him credit for. I really like him actually as a real life player.
Okay. Well,
for what it's worth, I'm just throwing my 2 cents in there. God, it's so hard to build a non-OKC Boston stack.
I know.
But I'll leave 500 on the table, and I'll play Sabonis and Vanderbilt and Clarkson in the later game. Maybe that'll do something. Maybe that'll do something for me. This is a really good candidate night to leave money on the table, I think. Okay. And I've got 1,000,000% of Giddey, Dort.
I got too much of both those guys between the Wiggins and the Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You're supposed to replicate Shea, right? So between the two of them, maybe they get there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm leaving money on all of my lineups. I think it actually feels pretty good, like a pretty good amount of money. And I think I'm going to throw Bradley Beal into one of my big ones.
There you go.
We don't have an official word about his hamstring, though. Ugh. Can I do it with a hamstring? It's so nerve-wracking to play a guy with a hamstring, coming off a hamstring, because they just never let him go. God, it works out really nicely. You know what? Maybe because of all this over chalk, I think I just have to do something different. Let's do that. Let's gamble a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right, good luck, man.